Alright, what's going on, my people? You know what it is. This is Bodhi from Team X Residence here, back again with the update DDD deck profile. Before we get started to this deck profile, I'm going to show you guys these awesome field centers as well. Officially, I do not own them, but if you want to get these hands over on the field center, and of course this playmat as well, you can head down to our Pale Magna mats over on facebook.com/Pale Magna. Hopefully you get these awesome mats as well. So I do not own these mats, so you'll find yourself over on Facebook over on Pale Magna. So today I'll be showing you with my brand new update of DDD deck. So I just changed a lot over on the extra deck and of course the main deck. So I'll show you guys what I have over this following month over on September. So we'll start with the main deck. So we'll start with these starters. So triple Kepler and as well as triple Copernicus. Kepler gives you free search over on Dark Contract card. So basically this guy is like Stratos, and of course the Copernicus is literally as the Armageddon Knight. So basically when this guy is summoned or special summoned, it just seriously dump a DD monster from deck to graveyard. So basically, like I said, he's the Armageddon Knight over on the main deck. Next for the pieces, so play triple of the Swirl and of course triple of the Necro. This is like Pollen from hand, and this is of course Miracle Fusion from graveyard. So Swirl Slime allows you to fusion with the hand with another DD monster from the hand to fusion summon a triple D monster from the extra deck, as well as Necro Slime, which is like banish it with another DD monster to fusion summon once again. And as well as Swirl Slime, the graveyard effect, you can banish itself to special summon a DD monster from the hand indeed. Next for the tuner piece, obviously the most important tuner of the piece for DDD, and that is triple Lamia as well. Lamia is just the base of the base, and of course the best level 1 tuner of the main deck for DDDs as well. So basically you can just like revive her from one of your DD monsters, because she is literally the best level 1 tuner in the main deck. So she's literally the best level 1 tuner in the main deck. So that's that. One copy of Ghost. Basically when Ghost hits the graveyard, you activate its effect, send the same copy, as well as Foolish Burial, and as well as Ghost hits the banish pile, you can target one other DD monster from your banish pile and return them back to the grave. So basically it's your recycle from your banish pile to your graveyard indeed. Play one copy of Orthos. You don't have to play it, but you can play second copy of Ghost. But Orthos, on the other hand, it's like your floodgate beatdown, I would say. No, not a floodgate beatdown, but it's to destroy any other floodgates. So what this guy literally can do is just like you could pop one other DD monster plus or a Dark Contract card on the field and destroy it as well. So basically it's like double Cyclone, if I remember correctly. But anyways, you don't have to play him, but if you don't want to play Orthos, you can play the second copy of Ghost, which of course it currently does not even matter indeed. So I play this guy, Chaos King Apocalypse. Basically, when this guy's on scale, This basically is just BLS, just banish 2 DD monsters from the grave and special summon it from the pendulum zone to the main monster zone. I mean there's not much else to do indeed. And as well as triple copies of Ragnarok, obviously Gilgamesh build, same thing over on Gilgamesh build as well. When this guy is in pendulum zone, when a DD monster special summon, you can special summon another DD monster from the graveyard, special summon it. Once you do that, your opponent takes half of the battle damage, and of course, as well, you take 1,000 from evolving that effect. In the monster effect, whenever he's normal or special summon, you can special summon a triple D monster from your graveyard, summon it to the field. And of course, the other effect that you can tribute 1 DD monster on the field, banish 1 monster your opponent controls. Basically, it's just like a spot removal. With that said and done, that is literally the whole main monsters. That's literally the whole monster from the main deck. No hand traps, of course, no gammas indeed. So basically, it's just a combo deck indeed. So on for the spells. Play triple copies of Gate, and as well as the single copy of Swamp King. Dark Contract of the Gates, obviously your continuous Rhoda, and as well as the Swamp King is your continuous polymerization. So like every other Dark Contract card during your standby phase, and as well as the steep cost over is losing 1,000 life points. And mostly that's all there to it. So for the draw power, play triple allure. Obviously it's a dark deck. Mostly your whole entire deck is dark. Well, same thing, triple pot of desires, because you're playing 3 copies of everything, so as well as that. And last other draw card is 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. You know, just trying to make at least a 39 card deck, because mostly this deck is literally a 40 card deck. Next for the extenders of the spells is triple copies of War of Thou. I've been testing over on Jack in the Hand. Jack in the Hand, it's amazing extender, but somehow it's just like not that good indeed. So basically you just don't need Jack in the Hand as well. So I don't think Jack in the Hand is not very good, but unless you want to play it, feel free. No one's not going to stop anything else, so just play whatsoever on your style over your DDD deck. 1 for 1. 1 for 1 is very good in this for this deck. Mostly you special summon a Kepler, the Necroslime, or the Lamia. Just pitching 1 card, pinching 1 monster. So once activated, pitch a monster from hand, special summon a level 1 monster from deck, or hand indeed. The single copy of Call by the Grave, because this card is still at 1. Heard that Crossout Designator will be in the Mega 10s, but we don't know yet. But if it does, well, I'll probably play test it with this deck, of course with the Crossout Designator. But we'll see how the Crossout Designator works. So, yeah. And last but not least, the 1 single copy of Monster Reborn. Been messing around with it. It's going pretty great. As well as, you know, special summon 1 monster from the main deck as well. Like, why not indeed? And last to end over the main 40 card deck, this I play the 1 Dark Contract with the Witch, which of course it does is like a Regeki break. And as well as once you have Siegfried on board, your opponent has Dark Ruler, you can chain this, activate the effect of your Siegfried, you can negate that Dark Ruler no more, because this helps you chain block over the Dark Ruler. So that is it literally over on the main deck. Just like go on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, it is literally my personal opinion, and I think it's going okay-ish. So so here's gonna be a few changes, and there's gonna be a lot of scratching the heads, like why do I have this package, and why not play once on my other profile? So let's just get on with the fusions. So the fusion played the one copy of Flame King Genghis, the small Genghis, the one single copy of Big Genghis, and as well one copy of Oracle King D'Arc. So the reason why I played these three, I'm like, the second Genghis is good, but the thing is, it is not that much relevant for the extra deck. But unless you want to play the second copy, you can cut the Oracle King D'Arc and you can put the second copy of the small Genghis. But I think this fusion package right here is going pretty well indeed, in my personal opinion. But unless if you don't want to go with this route, you can cut the Oracle King D'Arc and you can play the second copy of the small Genghis. So that's all the three fusion lineup. I know it's very small, but I'm trying to go much as I can over this DDD deck. So for the synchro lineup, we'll play the one copy of Formula, the one copy of Alexander, Savage, Crystal Wing, Siegfried, the one Shen Shen, and of course the one Sunlight Warrior. So of course this is a target for your Hulky Firex during your opponent's turn. You can banish the Hulky Firex, special summon Formula Synchron, and of course the Hulky Firex effect, it counts as a synchro summon. So once Formula Synchron is special summon, you can net a card from your hand. So that means you get the additional draw from your deck to your hand. And then the Alexander, same thing as the Genghis, but most importantly, it just summons a level 4 beloved deity monster from the deck, from the graveyard indeed. And of course, the Shen Shen, it's a macro crossbow on the field, so whenever it leaves the field to the grave, it just immediately gets banished. And Satellite Warrior is just your, you know, how you call it, an interruption as well. So, I mean, it's literally interruption, because you mostly have all synchro monsters in the grave, so basically it's a beat stick over your opponent if they don't have anything else. So on your next turn, you just go off and kill your opponent, or unless you're trying to go for game indeed. And of course the three boss monsters, of course the Borlo Savage Dragon, the Crystal Wing, and of course the Siegfried. As long as you made these three guys on your first turn, you have a really good board indeed. So Savage, Omni Negate, the Crystal Wing, Monster Negate, as well as Siegfried is a Spell and Trap Negate. And the one exceeds is the one Kali Yuga. Obviously, this card says no to back row decks as well. So, I mean, once you face the back row decks, it's just you know, sometimes you win over this guy, but just depending on your build for the extra deck. So that's all the XE. So we only play one, so one XEs. For the links, the one Cross Sheep, the one Hulk, the one Gilgamesh, and of course the one Appaloosa. Appaloosa is very, very, very strong in this format. It's indeed very good. So the Cross Sheep is just the extender link to monster. The Hulky Firex is the very crucial piece. The Gilgamesh is literally the soul card over in the extra deck, and the Appaloosa is just your same thing as Crystal Wing, but mostly you just lose one counter to it. So basically, it's just your monster negate as well over on Appaloosa. Either you can make a 3 material Appaloosa or a 4 material Appaloosa. Just whatever chance indeed. don't mind over the background. It's just like somehow my brother's playing the PS4, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right now, so that way I don't have to bother my brother, anything else going on here. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I surely love this deck a lot. It's literally one of my heart and soul of the main, and of course the extra deck. Because like somehow this deck literally got me into the game as well. Literally they got me up to the game. Hopefully I can try to test this out over any local game shops if I can find, see how well indeed. And as well as probably change up any of the main deck of the cards, you know, to make DDDs, you know, strong and as well great again. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, leave a comment as well, and of course subscribe to the channel, and of course ding that notification, that way you won't miss any video that I upload. And as well, again, this is Bodhi signing out.